You guys are going to be dead over this next piece, especially when you find out how much I paid for it. Hey guys, welcome back. Long time no sit down video. I have a very exciting video. It's a huge haul of everything that I got on my most recent trip to America. It's mostly just a giant try on thrift haul. I also got groceries and some other more like obscure miscellaneous things that I will put after the clothing. For the thrifted items, I shopped in Boston, New York City, and LA. If you want to know exactly what stores I went to, check out these vlogs right here that are up on my channel. I will link them below in order as well. The names and locations of all the thrift stores that I shopped at are in those videos, so definitely go and check those out. Now, of course, some things I thrifted, I wasn't able to try on before I bought them, so I might not end up liking them. So those items will be going up on my Depop or my website shop. I will link both of my shops down below, and follow my Instagram stories because that is where I post new items that are listed on my shops. Without further ado, let's get into the video. I've got a big pile of clothes to my left here, and I think I'm gonna go in the order of tops and then bottoms. One of my most favorite items that I thrifted in Brooklyn in New York City is this oversized button-up shirt, and it has this really cool print over it with this guy climbing a brick wall. The fabric is really nice and soft. It's very summery. I wore this a lot in LA because the weather was perfect for it. Really awesome shirt. Definitely like slight Guy Fieri vibes, if you know what I mean, but I love wearing this with sort of my beige pants and some gold jewelry and stuff. So yeah, this is just a really cool statement shirt. From that same shop in Brooklyn, I got this black and white tank top. I really love the contrast white trim and the square neckline and the thick straps. And I also like that the straps are wide because I know I can easily wear a bra under this. I don't have to worry about like a strapless or anything. Very chic and cute, and I feel like it'll look good with my little like ballet shrug as well. When I go thrifting or op shopping, as we call it here in Australia, I will often be looking for pieces that are not necessarily to wear myself, but maybe to style for a video or a TikTok. I always have all these grand plans and like dreams for content I'm going to make, and I feel like I'm just so behind on it, and I have this like collection of all this awesome 2000s pieces that I want to style. I haven't done it yet, but I'm still shopping for that collection. Anyway, these next items are definitely things that I'm not sure I'm going to wear myself on like a day-to-day basis, but I will definitely feature them in a video. Here I have what I'm calling this Alice Cullen jacket. In case you aren't familiar, Alice Cullen is a character from Twilight. It's a brown little cap sleeve jacket, pinstripes of course, because business casual aesthetics were definitely trendy in the 2000s. I think this would be really cute styled with a blouse of some kind underneath. I'll insert some images here of my inspiration for how I could style this for a video or something. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know down below, of course. Also kind of Twilight vibes, but very mid to late 2000s. I have this American Eagle Outfitters super long sleeves, of course, gotta have the extra long sleeves in like a waffle knit or kind of like Henley vibes. I wonder when this was made. Maybe I could find out by looking at the tags. Like, is this actually from the 2000s? I have seen, I think it was like, not Hollister. I saw that it had started to bring back 2000s baby doll tops. So next up, I have this Ralph Lauren Polo Sport sweatshirt. I love the bright red with this contrast black stripe, and this, like, the way this is sewn in, that's not printed. Those are sewn in panels. Whenever I see that, I just know I know that takes extra effort to sew in those panels of black fabric. It just sort of feels more luxe that way. Sporty, skater, 90s vibe that you guys know I absolutely love. The only problem with this is that it's not oversized enough. I hoped it would be bigger, so I think I probably will be selling this. This is one of those things that I just threw in my cart, didn't think much of it, but I have already worn it so many times. It is the most perfect at-home comfy casual piece. It is this Boston Red Sox long sleeve shirt. I love this crossover neckline. It's very baseball. I actually wore this a lot when I was on my trip because, you know, when you come back from the day and you want to put on comfy clothes but not your pajamas, this worked really well for that. You guys are totally going to get the vibes of this next piece. This silver little puffer jacket. It's like a little cropped mini puffer vest. So true Y2K. The only thing is the condition isn't quite as good as I would like, just in terms of this silver fabric. It's kind of scratched and scuffed off. But if you guys have any tips or advice for maybe how I could restore this silver color on the fabric, I was thinking I could use fabric paint, but I don't want to ruin it. But it is a really cute piece, and I love that it's lined in this soft gray fabric, so it'll be really comfy. From the same store that I got that silver puffer vest, I found this Brandy Melville two-way zip-up hoodie. And this is in really nice condition. It's been barely worn, and I was like, dang, that's pretty good, because I know this stuff is expensive. And I do have other like zip up little like knit hoodies like this. I have one in gray that you guys have probably seen, and they're really comfortable, just like a great little like basic to have. So how cute is this black tank top that I thrifted? Also, I'm sorry, I forgot to remove the tag that's stapled on, which is very common for op shops in the United States to like staple the tags on. I'm sure there are shops that do that here as well. I really like how it has this corset detailing that you guys will see up close, and this embroidered design on the front with little rhinestones, which are all intact, which is like pretty good. They are sewn on rhinestones though, not glued on, so that's probably why. Very 90s vibes, but also looks like something that would be in stores today. I have a couple of little t-shirts. First I've got this one. This aesthetic as well is just very, you guys just get it. Like I can just hold this up and you just get the aesthetic. But I just like the design and everything. Okay, something else I'm not sure about is the color, just because I'm quite fair. I don't know if this color is gonna go well with my skin tone, but I do fake tan in summer, so maybe it'll be okay. And this one, I swear I just got because I was not having any luck in that thrift store and I didn't want to go home empty-handed. So I got this Banana Republic t-shirt. I mostly got it because it's Banana Republic and I know that's a good brand, and the fabric is really soft and stretchy, and I like the neckline. Sorry, it still has the Goodwill little plastic thing in it. But I feel like this could be in Adelia's catalog, a little striped tee. I have two knit vests that I thrifted, and I love them both. One of the first things I thrifted on my trip, I picked this up in Boston. It's this Chaps brand knit vest. It's 100% cotton, really nice, high quality, perfect condition, just really cute, nice and comfy, and great for layering. I wore it a few times on the trip, and this one is so awesome. The brand is Faded Glory. I love the sporty skater vibe, super oversized. I love that it's like gray here with the horizontal stripes, the colors. It had some stains on it when I got it. I washed them out while I was there, and I wore it on the trip. You can kind of see it in some photos that I posted, which I will insert here, but it's just a really cool, comfy, casual piece. I almost forgot to talk about the piece that I'm currently wearing. It's this Harley Davidson tank top, and it's the exact shape of tank top that I was searching for through my entire trip. And it was expensive though, I will say, but as soon as I walked in, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, this is the exact shape of top that I'm looking for. It's like this crew neck, almost like a sleeveless t-shirt, because it doesn't come in like a thin tank top. It's a very specific cut, a very specific shape that is unique to the late 90s and early 2000s. Like I saw Mary-Kate and Ashley wearing a lot of tops like this. Love the print and everything, and it looks really cute with my black shrug, especially the black contrast trim. It pairs really nice because I'm obsessed with my ballet shrug, you guys. I love the thumb holes, I love the super long sleeves, and anything that I can find that goes with this shrug as well, I just love it. I picked up this Harvard University t-shirt. It's from the official Harvard shop when I went to visit Harvard University while I was in Boston. Just your basic Harvard logo tee. Picked it up in a 2XL. It's nice and soft and comfy. This is like a little souvenir type of thing as well. You know, kind of like the Boston Red Sox top. We are not done yet, you guys. We're just getting started. We're onto pants now. We've got through the tops. If you watched my USA vlogs, you would have seen that I was on the hunt for a cargo skirt, and I still am. Like, I'm always on the hunt for like cute cargo skirts that fit well. Sometimes they're too short, sometimes they're too long. I picked up this high-waisted maxi cargo skirt. I love the color. And I love the detailing. Look at those pockets. This had some stains, which I successfully washed out, but it does have some holes, but I quite like that. I like that it has a distressed look, but I don't know if I need to distress it more so it looks very intentional. I haven't worn it yet. It is like a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but I really want to challenge myself to wear this. I think it's like quite a cool piece. One of the first things I thrifted when I was in New York, actually. While we're on the topic of cargo skirts, I also picked up this one, and I think it's like Old Navy. Yeah, it's an Old Navy cargo skirt with A camo print, yeah, just a cool little kind of, I don't know, I was a little bit unsure about this, if this actually looked like more vintage style or too modern, but I feel like the price was right. You know, it was very affordable. I feel like I can style this in a cool way in summer. Love these pants that I thrifted. They are like a super, just like a baggy cargo pant. So it has these drawstring here, and they're on the cuffs as well. So you can actually adjust the waist, which I love, so I can make them high or low-waisted. I have a really similar pair like this that are Billabong that I thrifted in Texas in 2018. They're like a dark olive, khaki green color. Love those as well. Very like same style of pant with the drawstrings and everything. So yeah, love these. Speaking of Billabong, another brand that I'm always on the hunt for when I'm thrifting is Roxy. I wore Roxy and Billabong a lot when I was a kid. I have Roxy swimwear that I currently wear as an adult. So when I saw these Roxy pants, I was super excited because these give me very much Mary-Kate and Ashley, maybe Holiday in the Sun. They are, of course, a capri length, you know, like a 3/4 pant. Definitely out of my comfort zone. Not sure if I would be wearing these outside of a tropical holiday. Like, this is a very, if you get it, you get it kind of thing, because I could wear this and people might not get the vintage vibe I'm going for. I don't know. So maybe this will be a video piece. I also picked up these black dress pants and these brown ones, and they do not fit me. They are either like too big or too short, or the style doesn't suit my body and they're not what I'm going for. So these both I think will be going straight up onto my shop, so you guys can definitely look out for those. Something else that I really want to find are like True Religion aesthetic flared low-rise jeans with white contrast stitching. I could not believe that I didn't have any luck finding these in America. I think it's just hard to find my size and the right inseam because I'm quite tall, but honestly, I didn't even see ones that didn't fit me. I don't think I saw any at all, which is surprising. I did find ones that were kind of similar, but not quite right. I just like got them anyway because they looked kind of promising. Here they are, and here are the back pockets. Very Gilmore Girls, actually. That's also why I got them. Definitely not so much the True Religion vibe I'm describing. Anything that had a contrast stitch, I just went for it, and I was like, maybe these are the ones. I have tried these on, and even though they fit me, they are not the right fit. They don't sit how I want them to, and I think I might use them in the video, or they might go up in my shop. Next, I have this striped maxi skirt in earth tones. It reminds me of 10 Things I Hate About You, or maybe even Gilmore Girls as well. I really like the colors of this. Again, a little bit different to what I normally wear. Not quite sure how I'm going to style this yet, but the length of it is really nice and the fabric is super soft. It's fully lined, really nice quality, perfect condition. I have 3 bags that I thrifted. This first one, I am dead over. When I saw this in the store, for the price that it was, I was so confused that it was like, how is it still there? How has no one bought this? It's this amazing FUBU shoulder bag. The shape is so gorgeous. Look at that. And it has this amazing monogram style print on the front that you can see when it catches the light. Can you guys guess what this little thing is that is attached? It's a mirror. Little mirror, isn't that cute? And it has the logo on it too. Super cute. This one's also kind of a wild card. It's this Vera Bradley shoulder bag. I actually put a poll on my Instagram story when I was in the store shopping about whether I should get this because I wasn't totally sure about it, but I decided to get it anyway, obviously, like I'm holding it right now. The shape and the size and the fabric, it was just so comfy and just such a practical shoulder bag size. It has a very handy front pocket too, very functional. I love bags with zip tops as well. They're just so much easier than things with a flap. Like the FUBU bag I love, but the flap is definitely less convenient. I very rarely go for bags with any kind of flap or satchel top, but practical, it's a great size. I feel like this would look really cute with maybe one of my like oversized white t-shirts, just like a casual outfit with this like pop of color. I feel like as well, because it's like soft, it would keep things protected as well. Oh, it's actually kind of comfy. You guys are going to be dead over this next piece, especially when you find out how much I paid for it. This Juicy Couture handbag in pretty much perfect condition. This is a very authentic 2000s piece, and it's definitely not going to suit everyone's taste or aesthetics. And they look at this and think, Sophie, this is really gaudy and hideous. And I would say, you know what, you're kind of right. And that's also why I love it. Like I love that McBling over the top. Like I love all the aesthetics. I like the good, the bad, and the ugly. Look at the inside as well, the pouch that says shop. And then it has the J hardware on the zipper pull. Oh, it has a little mirror as well. It's like the FUBU bag. Oh my God, that's so cute. You can detach it. And you can attach other things to this too. Wow. This was just too good to pass up. Definitely something else that I would pair with a very simple outfit. I always feel like it's really easy to get away with like crazier items when you have a plain outfit on. It just makes me feel a bit more comfy. This was only $24.95. I feel like this was so cheap because I see Juicy Couture go for so expensive online. And I know there's gonna be some of you guys like, oh, I see Juicy Couture for like $2 at my local thrift store. Like totally. And this wasn't from like a typical thrift store where things are like $1. This was from more of a curated vintage / thrift store. Love that. Last accessory is this lactose intolerant ring that my friend Brandon gave me. It's from his brand. It has one of his illustrations on it, which are very inspired by 90s cartoons. Reminds me of, you know, Rugrats, Are Real Monsters, all those kinds of ones. I only got 2 beauty items for myself on this trip because generally most things are available here in Australia and it's actually cheaper currency conversion wise, price wise, etc. just to buy them here. However, I still got these 2 things even though we have them here because I wanted to have them and start using them while I was on my trip. The first of those is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish powder, and I got mine in the shade 1. I think it's the fairest shade. I've heard amazing things about this powder and I was all out of my favorite pressed powder while I was in America. I ran out, so I thought I would try this. This is a really nice powder. The only thing is I feel like the shade isn't quite right for me. I feel like I need something a little lighter. I'm not totally sure I would repurchase, but you know, it's still a nice powder. And then I got this Brazilian Crush fragrance. It's 71, which is caramelized vanilla and macadamia. This was on my to buy list in general. And then when I saw it in America, I was like, maybe I'll just get it here because I had wanted a fragrance for my trip. It's really nice to have a new fragrance when you go on a trip. It's something that I really noticed like years and years ago. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago when I was in Vegas and I got this Ted Baker fragrance there and I started using it while I was there, and now whenever I spray it, I always think of that trip. So I was like, oh, I should do the same for this trip as well. Like I want to try and do it more often. So I got this when I was at Disneyland and I thought this will remind me of when I'm at Disneyland. Like I got it from Sephora in downtown Disney. It's like, there's actually Sephora inside Disneyland now. But no, I got this at downtown Disney and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna spray this every day and it'll remind me of the trip to Disney and that trip in general. And it totally does, but it specifically reminds me of Disneyland now, which is pretty awesome. And I feel like the scent is also very fitting because this like caramelized vanilla macadamia scent reminds me a lot of the smells as you're walking down Main Street, like past the bakery and everything. So it's just like super perfect for that. I have a giant basket of like all this other random stuff I got on my trip. So hope you guys are ready. A lot of this is food items, but I guess since we're talking about beauty, I mean, I did get this little clip-on mineral sunscreen. It's the 365 Whole Foods brand, and this had a new label on it. So I thought, oh, I want to try it. I have clip-on sunscreens like this, but this is a mineral. Like I don't have a mineral one of those. I only have a chemical sunscreen version of those. So I thought I would try the mineral. Really good for reapplying to my hands after I wash my hands. I really love the Scrub Daddy sponges, and I saw on TikTok while I was in America, they had this new product that supposedly is really good. It's the damp duster, and people are like, it's sold out everywhere. You can only get it online, blah, blah, blah. So I ordered a couple of these online. It's supposed to be really good at picking up dust because it like scoops up the dust with these grooves on the sponge and it doesn't just like make the dust go flying everywhere. It actually picks it up really well and really cleanly. So I'm interested to try this and see if it's worth the hype. I feel like this is a fairly obscure thing to bring back from a trip to America, but I have these recycled aluminium foil like cake dishes, cake pans, pie tins. I really needed these Christmas last year because I made a jam tart and I had to transport it. And I had to bring like the actual pie tart tin with me and then bring it home in my luggage, which is like such a pain. And I really wish that I had one of these. I mean, look, maybe the way I did it was more eco-friendly because it was reusable, but I'd really like to just use one of these and then recycle them. It's so much easier because it's so much more lightweight as well. I like really wish I had one of those at the time, and they don't have these in Australia. Like you can't get pie or tart tins. Look, someone's gonna tell me in the comments, oh, I saw them at Woolies, I saw them at the supermarkets. Like, I have not seen them. Trust me, I looked online as well. I scoured the internet to find them here in Australia, and like they're so hard to find. Like even online, or there's really expensive or came in like a pack of 50 or something. So I thought this would be really good. So if I need to transport a tart or something in the future, I've got these. I have so many fun snacks and groceries I'm going to show you guys, but the last like non-food item, I have this like party popper with edible confetti, and I thought this looked so fun. It's like a cake topper and you light it and then it explodes and then like the confetti goes all over the cake. All right, let's get on to the food items. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to talk about these. I have 2 Dell's lemonade mixes. Dell's lemonade is unique to the state of Rhode Island, which I visited, and I had one fresh and it was so good. So when I saw these at Newport Mansions, it was the Breakers Mansion. They had these in the gift shop. I got a whole bunch of these that I've given to friends and family. I have 2 for myself. So fun. I'm gonna be saving these to have in summer. I got not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 packs of the Justin's dark chocolate mini peanut butter cups. You guys know, if you've been following me for a while, I freaking love these mini peanut butter cups. They are so good. Yes, the full-size ones are pretty good, but it's the mini ones. I'm all about the minis. The minis are so good. I will get through these very easily before my next trip to America, but I think if I sort of space out the eating of these, I can make them last until my next trip. I did get another everything but the bagel seasoning. My friend Gina did bring me back a couple of these from her trip to America this year. I grabbed one more for myself. I also got this as gifts for people who requested it. And of course I had to get the chips because I saw these online. The everything but the bagel seasoned kettle cooked potato chips from Trader Joe's. I got 2 bags of these. I've already eaten 1 and they're really nice. They're tasty, but they're not like absolutely amazing. They're definitely not my favorite chips. Like my favorite chips are original Ruffles. I love Ruffles, but you can buy them from some grocery stores here. So luckily I didn't need to bring those back because that would have been a real pain. Chips are really hard to transport. I think I put these in a carry-on bag so they wouldn't get crushed. The mini maple syrup I got from Target. I showed on my Instagram stories if you guys remember that. I just had to get it because I will often like go to a cafe with my own maple syrup or my own syrup because they don't give you enough, and sometimes they'll charge you more for syrup here in Australia, especially because maple syrup can be a bit expensive. So, and I mean, that's understandable, I guess, but I really like to load up my pancakes and waffles with a lot of syrup. So once I've gone through this, I can refill it and then I can just bring my little syrup with me. I can take it to the cafes with me, syrup to go. You guys, this was so annoying. So I brought back this Old Bay seasoning because I use Old Bay in a bunch of recipes, but this is not a thing in Australia. Or so I thought. They literally sell it here now at one of our major grocery store chains. For Woolworths, for my fellow Australians, you can get it at Woolworths, and I've seen it at my local Woolworths, and I'm like, I brought this back. You guys all remember this from my LA vlog? I got my mini truff hot sauce. I've never seen the mini ones in Australia, only the, sorry, that's my cat. Scratching the ears. My cat is grooming himself. He's making sounds. Clean the paws. Such a nice boy. I have only seen the full-size truff hot sauce here and they're super expensive. So when I saw this mini one, I had to get it just to try. Oh my gosh, this is another gift actually from Paul. You know how I mentioned my friend Brandon who gave me that really cool ring? His partner Paul made me this peach jam, or like they made a bunch of this during lockdown, I think, or like they picked up that hobby. And they gave me some of their homemade peach jam, a pretty basic and boring item for most Americans, I'm sure, but I got this creamy Skippy peanut butter. I want to try American creamy peanut butter. Actually, we call it smooth. We call our peanut butter smooth and crunchy, but this creamy one just sounded good and I thought it'd be fun to bring back, like just fun to try and compare to our peanut butters. I haven't tried this Best Foods brand of vegan mayonnaise yet, so I just got like a small size to bring home. It's really good when you find shelf-stable products that you want to try to bring home. It's so much easier than refrigerated items, which I actually will talk about. I will talk about that shortly, the refrigerated things I brought home. Oh, this ketchup, I got a little individual sauce packet of this Sir Kensington's classic ketchup when I was at Whole Foods. I was taking a meal out and then I just grabbed some ketchup on the way out, and it tasted so different from any other ketchup that I've tried. Like, it really tastes like tomatoes. It's almost like leaning more towards like a tomato puree sauce versus like ketchup flavor, you know? Because they call this ketchup and it is ketchup, but it almost is too tomato-y to be ketchup. I got this low-carb, plant-based potato queso. Really excited to try this, especially because I actually wanted to get a vegan queso when I was in America. It's not really a thing here. I think we have maybe 1 or 2 brands that make like a cheese sauce or something, but this one sounded so good and it doesn't require refrigeration, which was like one of the best parts. So when I saw that, I was like, amazing, taking it home. Totally inconvenient though, because it is really heavy and it's glass, but still. After I got back from my trip, I actually saw that we have these at a vegan grocery store here in Sydney, but I got this little like veggie snack sausage to go. It's a little bit of vegan sausage, little snack. Had to stock up on my favorite tea. This is the Republic of Tea Vanilla Almond Tea. If you guys know of any other almond flavored teas, please let me know, or just like almond flavored things that are vegan. And just in general, I just like love marzipan and almond flavored stuff so much. This is future Sophie here, editing this video. I forgot to mention, I also got this submarine dressing because Cheese Daily on TikTok is always talking about it, so I had to try it. And here are my new additions to my reusable grocery bag collection. I collect them whenever I travel now, so here are the ones that I picked up from various supermarkets on my trip. And this last one was a gift from Brandon. As for the refrigerated items that I successfully brought back, 2 bottles of Just Egg, which is like a vegan liquid egg substitute you can use to make scrambled eggs or egg patties or so many different things. It's so versatile. 2 bags of vegan Baby Bell cheese. That's right, they make vegan Baby Bell cheese now. You can get it at Whole Foods. I already ate all mine, and then I gave one to a friend as a gift. They were so good. Oh my gosh, my taste test was in this vlog here if you want to see my taste test. I also brought back some vegan bacon, some vegan cheese. If I forgot anything, I will insert photos here. If you wrap it in a plastic bag, like plastic's a really good insulator, it'll keep it nice and cold. So I did that. I wrapped them up in plastic to get them really nice and cold in the fridge, put them in my luggage at the last minute. When I took it out of my luggage, when I got home, everything was still nice and cool, put it straight in the fridge. It was totally fine. So as long as you're traveling in like mild to cool weather like I was, and you wrap it carefully, you should be fine. But if you are traveling in really hot weather, you might not be as lucky. But that's the good thing about traveling. I always travel in like the off seasons, like spring, autumn, winter. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up to let me know. It also really helps with the algorithm, and it lets YouTube know that you want to continue to see my videos, so they'll actually show up for you, because we all know subscribing is basically useless these days. It doesn't even guarantee that videos will show up for you if you subscribe to a channel. Of course, follow my Depop, my Instagram. You can also check me out on TikTok. I'm trying to post a lot more on TikTok lately. I'm really doing my best. I recently got to 1,000 followers on TikTok, which is exciting. So definitely go check me out over there. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video.